Hey everybody, day 71 of the vlog. So I'm going to talk about substitutes. I want to preface this first by saying that I was a substitute teacher for a year, and it is a very difficult job. It is like, I believe education is relationship. And so it's really difficult to come into a classroom where you don't have relationships with students and try to accomplish things many times with content that you're not familiar with and that you don't really know. And, you're just walking into these lesson plans. You haven't been there for the kind of build up to it, and you won't be there for the afterburst. So I know it's a very, very difficult job. I also will say that there's a lot of great substitute teachers, and I'm very appreciative of those who, lend their skills and are there for us, because I miss a lot of school with release days and things like that. But there's also the substitute struggle sometimes. And so yesterday I had a sub as I had my release day to develop curriculum, and tried to leave notes of exactly what I wanted to do. And I don't leave very intricate subplans anymore. I remember my first couple years I basically created the full lesson plan and left it for them to read through, and gave them all the context and different things. And I just saw that 90% of the time that the plans were not followed as such, and that it was kind of too much for them and it was too much for me. I actually still dread having sick days, because I feel like I'd rather come to school sick than make sub plans. But I left notes yesterday of what I hoped would happen, and it did not happen that way. And then that's always a rough thing to come back for, because you feel like you just kind of lost the day, or you lost the point of that lesson, and you got to assess where your students are, and then maybe reteach, or push some content that you were hoping to get to. It was really interesting to get in that situation. And so I'm always curious. I think I need to talk more with colleagues about what they do for subs. I know there's teachers that it's like, oh, it's I have a sub, I'm just gonna leave a video. And I definitely have those days and those moments, especially if I'm sick, where it's like, okay, I'll get a content related video that helps further understanding, and we'll debrief it the next day. And it's kind of like the least no damage is good damage, and things like that. But especially for those educators that are out of the classroom a lot because of other responsibilities. I know there was a year that I missed 38 days of school. So when you have 180 days of school, that was a little over 20%, which is a massive amount of school to be missing, and you really shouldn't be out of the classroom that much. But it was unintentional, and it was between some health related issues as well as a lot of professional opportunities and things like that. But for those that are out of the classroom a lot, doing a video 38 times in a year is not really good teaching, and it's not really the best use of your students' time. So you got to find that balance of sometimes you are just going to have a miss with a sub, and things aren't going to go the right way, but many times it's going to go great. So I don't know. I guess we'll see you next time.